You ever get that feeling? You've got this brilliant idea, but you're completely paralyzed. You don't know where to start. Well, you're not alone. Today, we are putting together a playbook, a real roadmap, drawing from some of the sharpest minds in tech to get you from that initial spark to making a real, tangible impact. Okay, let's talk about something I'm willing to bet a lot of you know all too well. It's called tutorial hell. You know the feeling. You're watching endless courses, you're reading all the articles, you're absorbing so much information, but you're not actually doing anything. You are stuck in this loop of just learning, never building. It's a frustrating place to be, and today, we're going to break out of it. And look, escaping that loop isn't just about feeling better. It's about survival. Because the world out there right now, it is more competitive than ever. It doesn't matter if you're launching a company or just trying to get a better job, the amount of noise is deafening. The old ways of getting noticed, they just don't work anymore. You need a completely different kind of edge. So how do you get that edge? Well, it doesn't start with some new tool or a secret tactic. Nope. It starts way deeper than that. It starts with a fundamental shift in how you think about yourself and your career. It all starts with your mindset. All right, the first big idea for this new mindset comes from a legend in the startup world, Sam Altman. And it sounds so simple, compound yourself. But what does that really mean? Think about a snowball rolling down a hill. Every time it turns, it doesn't just add more snow, it gets bigger, which helps it pick up even more snow on the next turn. That's exponential growth. That's compounding. So in your career, this means you have to ditch the old linear path. You know, the one where year 15 looks pretty much the same as year 5. Instead, you need to be actively building leverage. Things like your reputation, your network, your unique skills. These become your secret weapons. Every single project, every connection you make, it doesn't just add one more line to your resume. It actually multiplies the impact of everything you do next. That right there is the engine of Outlier success. Okay, the second principle, this is where things get a little dangerous. Altman's advice, you need to have almost too much self-belief. Just let that sink in for a second. The truly world-changing ideas, the ones that nobody sees coming, they always sound crazy at first. So to even get started, you need this internal fire of conviction that burns so hot, it probably looks like delusion to everyone else. But, and this is a huge but, here's the razor's edge. That same fire, if you don't control it, will burn your whole idea to the ground. It has to be balanced with a ruthless, relentless search for the truth. You have to actively hunt for criticism. You got to listen to the people who doubt you and basically assume they're right until you can prove them wrong. This is the terrifying but absolutely essential tightrope walk between being a visionary and just being a fool. So, you've got this new mindset. You're focused on compounding, and you have this almost irrational belief in what you're doing, balanced with self-awareness. Now you're at the starting line. You're ready to build. But the very first decision you make is a massive one. It's a choice that will define the entire journey. So what is it? Do you build out in the open, sharing every win, every setback, for the whole world to see? Or do you go into the lab, perfecting your work in secret, waiting for that one big reveal? This is the classic builder's dilemma. And you know, the trade-offs here are pretty stark. On one hand, building in public gives you an instant feedback loop. You build a community, a real tribe of people who are invested in your success because they've been with you since day one. But then there's stealth mode, which gives you something priceless: focus. No noise, no distractions, no people trying to copy you. It's just you and the work. And you get to control the entire story when you finally decide to launch. But what if you don't have to choose? What if it's not black and white? A lot of the smartest builders actually play both sides. They'll develop the core idea, the secret sauce, in private, in stealth mode. But then, once that foundation is rock solid, they start to pull back the curtain just a little bit. They start building that community, getting that crucial feedback, and building up hype. It's a really powerful 1-2 punch. Okay, so you've got the mindset, you've picked your strategy, but here's the thing. None of that matters without the last, most important piece of the puzzle: action. It's time to put the books down, put the theory away, and actually do the work. It is time to escape the trap for good. This is the one piece of advice you will hear from every single person who has broken out of tutorial hell. You have to close the browser tabs. You have to be willing to get your hands dirty. You have to embrace the struggle, that feeling of frustration when a bug just won't die or a concept just won't click. Because that friction, that's not you failing. No, that's the feeling of your brain actually learning. The real growth isn't in the lesson, it's in the struggle to apply it. All right, so you're doing it. You're building, you're creating projects, and that's amazing for your own learning. But what does it actually say to the rest of the world? To the people who might hire you or invest in you or work with you? What does just building something really prove? This right here, this is where your work becomes your resume. And it's a resume that speaks way louder than any bullet point list ever could. Because when you build something out in the open, you're not just showing people that you know how to code, you're demonstrating all those soft skills that are impossible to fake and are absolutely priceless to employers. Taking initiative on a problem nobody asked you to solve, collaborating with other people, that's not just code, that's proof of your character. And this is where it all clicks. The mindset, the strategy, the execution, they aren't just separate ideas. They work together, like a flywheel. And once you get that wheel spinning, the payoff isn't just about finishing one project. It's about a compounding return that is so much bigger than just the code you wrote. See, you're not just building an app or a website. You are building an entire ecosystem with you at the center. You're building an audience of people who believe in you. You're building a personal brand that's based on action, not just words. You're building a network that starts bringing opportunities to you. And by doing all of that, you build a competitive moat around yourself. Because sure, anyone can copy your code, but nobody can copy your journey. And that, my friends, leads us to the ultimate payoff. Sam Altman is really direct about this. You don't get truly wealthy by trading your time for a paycheck. True wealth is generated by owning things, assets that grow in value, equity in a company, intellectual property, your own brand. When you build, you stop being just a worker. You become an owner. You're creating assets that can work for you even when you're not. So there you have it, the modern builder's playbook. Compound yourself, have insane self-belief, but always check it against reality. Choose your battlefield, public or private. And the most important step of all, just start. Stop consuming and start creating. The playbook is in your hands. So the only question left is, what will you build?